Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to discuss the example for data descriptive for the ungrouped data. The following is the stem and leaf diagram for a sample of height in cm of a type of herbal plant. All observations are integer. So where we have the situation, we have the stem and leaf diagram. So find the mean, median, and standard deviation of the height for the sample. So by referring to the situation where we have to find the mean, so meaning that we have to total up the situation where we have 130 plus with 136 and 145 and keep on editing until 230. And we have the summation 2732 over how many terms do we have? So based on the stem and leaf diagram, we have 17 terms where we have to divide by 17. So the mean is equals to 160.71. If we round up the situation, so the mean will be 161. Do remember, 3 significant figure. Next is to find the median. So in here we have 17 terms. So the median is equals to 17 divided by 2. So here we have 8.5 terms. So since this is not an integer, so we have to round up, means that the median is the 9th term. So by referring to the stem and leaf situation, so the first term, second term, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and so the median is equals to. Next is to find the standard deviation. So the standard deviation would be the formula for the square root summation for x square minus the summation for x bracket square over n minus 1. So the standard deviation is equals to square root of summation of x square. So means that each terms 130 squared add on 136 squared add on 145 squared and keep on repeating until 230 squared. So we will have the answer 447,736 minus with bracket 2732 bracket square over 17 over 16. So the value for the standard deviation is equals to 23.3. Next, I'm going to discuss the example for group data. So the time in minute used by 120 students surveying the internet to perform a certain project is given in the following relative cumulative frequency table. So next, where we have the table, the first column is deal with the time, followed by relative cumulative frequency. Next, calculate the mean, mode, and standard deviation of the time distribution. B, state the skewness of the time distribution using the Pearson coefficient of the skewness. So my suggestion is to refer to the table. Kindly construct the table before we deal with the questions. So kindly refer to the table for the second column, where we have x is greater than 0 and less than equals to 20. Next, we have x is greater than 20 and less than equals to 40, followed by where we have x greater than 40 and less than equals to 60. Next, we have 60. Then we have x greater than 80 and less than equals to 100. Next, followed by the second part, which is the relative cumulative frequency. So relative means that we have the decimal or the fractions. So in order to find the frequency, what we have to do is to multiply the 3 over 40 with 120 and we will obtain the value 9. Followed by 19 over 60 multiply with 120 and we will obtain 38. Next, 2 over 3 multiply with 120 and we will obtain 80. Next, 53 over 60 multiply with 120 and we will obtain 106. Finally, we will have 120. Next is to find the frequency. So where we will have 9, and then next, in order to find the third class, what we have to do is 38 minus with the 9 and we will obtain 29, followed by 42, then 26, finally we have 14. Next is to find the midpoint. So in order to find the midpoint, what we have to do is using the lower boundary plus with the upper boundary and then divide by 2. So we will obtain 10. Next we have 30. Next we have 50. then we have 70, and finally we have 90. So next what we have to do is to have the fx. So the summation for fx is equals to 6014, 0. Next is to find fx square. The summation for fx square is equals to 372 and 800. So here we have the information for the table. Next is to answer the question. First, what we are going to do is to find the mean. So as we all know, 6140 divided by 120, and the value of mean will be equals to 51.2. Next is to find the mode. So kindly refers to the small letter f, where we have the mode, which is the class with the situation, time, x is greater than 40 and less than equals to 60. So that will be the model class. So the lower boundary for the model class is 40, plus with the difference between the previous class will be 42 minus 29 over 42 minus 29, plus where we have the difference between the next class, where we have 42 minus 26, multiply with the class size, where we have the upper boundary, which is 60, minus the lower boundary, where we have 20. So finally, the mode is equals to 48.97. If we round up the situation, we will have 49.0. Next is to find the standard deviation. So for the standard deviation, where we have square root, the summation for fx square, so 372,800, minus with, where we have fx, the summation for fx, 6140 bracket square over 120 over 119. Finally, the standard deviation is equals to 22.2. Next, focus on B. State the skewness of the time distribution using the Pearson coefficient skewness. So where we have the skewness is equals to, where we have the formula is equals to mean minus the mode divided by the standard deviation. So the value for the Pearson of coefficient would be 0.991. So since the value is in between, so the value for the Pearson coefficient is equals to negative 0.0991. Since the value is in between negative 0.1 until 0.1. So we can say the skewness will be slightly skew to the right. Next, what we have to do is to discuss the example for permutation and combination. A gymnastic team consists of 5 men and 7 women. Find the numbers of ways a team of 5 members can be formed if the team consists at least 3 men. So in here we have men and women. Total 5 members. So at least 3 men means that we have 3 men. So we still need 2 more women. Followed by we have 4 men. We still need 1 more woman. Finally, we have 5 men. Then we have 0 woman. So 5C3 multiply with 7C2. And we have 210. Followed by 5C4 multiply 7C1. Where we have 35. 5C5 multiply 7C0. And we have 1. Total up the situation, and we have 246 ways in order to form a team which is consists of 5 members. Next, we have another situation for permutation and combination. A student is to answer 10 out of 12 questions. So here we have the number of questions. So we have 12 questions. How many if she must answer at least 5 of the first 6 questions? So it means that here we have the first part. From the 6, we have to answer 5 of them, at least 5 of them. So in total, 10 questions. So in here we have 6C5. Multiply with, we still have another 6 more questions, 6C5 as well. So we will have the answer 36 way. Next, 6C6 multiply 6C4 and we have 15. So total up the situation and we have 51 way to answer 10 out of 12 questions for the situation, at least 5 of the first 6 questions. Next, we have another situation for permutation and combination. In how many ways can the 6 mathematicians and the 5 chemists be arranged in a row? So here we have the keyword arranged in a row. If a mathematician must sit at the first place, so here we have the mathematician, while a chemist must sit at the last place. So how many possible situations that we can have? So in here we have 6 possible because we have 6 mathematicians. And then at the last place where we have 5 because we have 5 chemists. So the meanings of 5 and 6, it doesn't mean we are going to sit them over there. It means that only one of them will sit at the back and at the first place. But we have possible situation that we can have. Next, followed by, we still have 5 mathematicians and 4 chemists. So in total, we still have 9. And then followed by 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So rewrite the situation where we have 6 multiply with. So the situation where we have 9 until 1. So we can express them as 9 factorial multiply with the 5. So as a conclusion, 10, 88, 64, and 00 ways for the situation to be occur. So here we are, and thanks for watching.